Yo, what's up, everyone? How are you doing, all? I hope you all are doing great. I hope you all are doing good. Yeah, I can see that. Thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it. I really love you. Thank you. Um, you know, you people know that all YouTuber has is or always dream, like what they want to become, like what they want to be, like what they want, like what they want to achieve, like some YouTuber like I want to achieve big things, like I want to buy car, I want to buy house, I want to buy a lot expensive things. But I, my own dream is to travel around the world to make the best video possible, to make the good quality video possible. Yeah. As you can see, I'm not really good in speaking English, but I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm really working on it. Like I want to read this book now to help to improve my English, to make it friendly. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, so read with me. Chapter 1. Well, I there, Cotton Hoodin, Bull Rider Extraordinary. My goodness, you are breathtaking to watch on a bull. Oh, and by the way, I'm here to tell you that you are a daddy. Annie Ridgway recited the words in her head. Nope, that was certainly not the way to break the news. Though Uma did lighten up a hard situation. Most time, in this case, not so much. Annie and her sister Jennifer had always had very different ideas about life, following radios around and being too friendly with the cowboys who rode bulls and broncs had been. In Annie's view, a terrible thing then again. She and her sister had always been opposite Jennifer thoughts, and Annie was a stick in the mud, and she thought Jennifer was a well, to put it bluntly, a lot to lose with her affection. The two sisters had basically disagreed about almost everything right up until the day Jennifer died a year ago. They had disagreed about everything that is, but their love for Leo, unloving Leo, they had agreed completely. What was best for Leo on that on that they'd remained consistent, disagreeing till till the very end. Annie started over. Mr. Odin, you don't know this, but you are the daddy of my 6-year old nephew Leo. Surprise. Groaning, she bit her lips and nibbled on that straightforward approach. It was blunt, but it was the truth. 6 years, that was a long time to keep something as important as this hiding. Whether the ruddy cowboy had wanted to know or not, he should have been told that ended today. Annie had decided to today Annie had decided today was the last day she was going to be responsible for such a significant piece of her nephew's life. Had been made. This monumental decision hadn't made it easy for her. Oh no, she'd be lying if she claimed that it had been downright hard. In fact, God had actually gotten a little rough with her to get her attention. She tried again to, to scream. She did need to turn and run dread so heavy she could barely breathe settle over her as she pulled her old clunker onto the drive gravel drive gravel drive of the Odin Ranch. Squinting against the bright July sunshine, she battled with where to go. The house or the office. The small motor office sat closer to the road and had three trucks sitting in front of it, making it the logical choice. Continue to nibble at her lips. She studied the simple office building of the wooden ranch and then the white ranch house in the distance. The sense of dread wrapped tighter around her, suffocating her. You have nowhere else to go. She could find a way to make it. This is for Leo. She closed her eyes. Everything was for her little Leo. Is this where he lives? Leo's question interrupted her thoughts, pulling herself together. Annie turned to look at her 6 years old nephew. He was sitting in his safety chair in the back seat of the car, beaming with expectation that terrified her. What if this guy was a jerk? Even though Leo Leo thought they were going to meet Kurt Odin, the man he most admire in all the world. Leo had no idea what this meeting meant to his future. Forcing a smile and ignoring the rolling of her strong stomach, she answered yes, I believe it is. It is. This is a great day, isn't it? Sick as she felt, she couldn't help being excited for Leo. After all, he was meeting his hero today. He he idolized pro bull rider Kurt Odin up until her death a year ago. Her sister had told Leo all kind of bedtime stories about the bull rider. They watched him when he was on television competing in pro bull riding events, and Jennifer had posted picture of Kurt Odin all over Leo's room. Anya's mind filled with image of the bull riders, dazzling smile in many poses, and his creative concentration when he was riding the fierce bulls. There was no denying that the cowboy was uh, inspiring in that regard, and no wonder Leo, clueless about who his father was, had grown up adoring the cowboy his mother had painted as the most wonderful man in the world. This should have given Anya a little heads up on the matter, but it hadn't. Oh my God. Whether the man was wonderful, she wasn't so sure. Even if he was a good man, he'd have a lot to live up to. Anne aunt, is this where he lives? Liu asked, using the backward term of affection that he'd called her all his life. Yes, at least I think so. He's going to be surprised when he meets you and find out how much you know about him. He beamed proudly at her. He's the greatest bull rider in the whole wide world. He ain't won the championship because he always gets a bad draw on his bulls out there at the big national rodeo. She wasn't sure about all of that and really had no idea why the cowboy had never won the championship championship. The 5 times he'd made the nationals, the man was elite in his field whether he had or hadn't. You amaze me, Leo. I can't tell you this. That's one lucky cowboy to have you so crazy about him. Leo's face twisted into a huge smile. I am also excited I could whoop, he exclaimed and proceeded to do exactly that by exploding with a loud whoop. Gosh, Annie Ant is gonna be great, rocking his safety seat in his enthusiasm. He said he's gonna like me, and since we're gonna live in the same town, I bet he'll teach me to ride bulls and rope, maybe even how to fish. Annie's mouth went dry, and the slow burn of indigestion spread across her chest. Leo's expectation as a fan were huge. How would Kurt Odin react to a little boy fan so infatuated with him? Most important, how would he react when he knew he had a son? Kurt Odin started at his brother. They meant well, but right now the last things he needed was their sympathy or their mothering. You ain't sleeping at night? Look, his oldest brother challenged him. The word echoed off the thick wooden paneling of the office and also Kurt's equally thick bad disposition is cold. I never said that, but if this is some sort of intervention, you fellas need to back up. Come on, Kurt, just 2 years older than him, rammed a hand through his dark hair, worrying in his blue eyes. Have you looked in a mirror lately? You haven't slept since the wreck. You've lost at least 10 pounds. You too. You've hold up you've hold up out there and haven't come away from the cabin since you got home. You look bad on the outside and we're afraid you look worse on the inside. Look finish. His brown eye so much like Kurt's were were solemn. Cut Robert the stubble on his chin with his good, and he didn't need to look in the mirror to know what it looked like. These days, the less he looked in the mirror, the better off it was. The contempt he felt for himself was was almost too much to bear, and this sympathy intervention, whether you cut it, wasn't helping. You've got to rein this in. You continue. You've got to move forward. Move forward. Black emotion swept through cuts. If this is what y'all called me about this morning, then I'll be cutting you laws. I just want to be left alone. We get that look offered his voice gently, but you have to pull yourself out of his out of this hole you in this. Isn't going to bring anyone back or change what happened in that car reps. It wasn't your fault. Just finished. That doesn't help me sleep at night. Kurt growled. He was 6 years younger than Luke and 2 years younger than Jess. Since he was 8 when his mother left him and their home fell apart, his older brother had been his hero. They'd been the ones who would provide for him and looked out for him when their parents hadn't. They'd protected him as much as they could and offered him as much love as two boys their I need to drink water. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. I love you.